What's up, my YouTube family? So I noticed while I'm training people, we're all unique in our own beautiful way, and I noticed that people were struggling in different parts of the pre-chip. So I decided to come up with a little video, and it's going to be a little series with just different portions of the pre-chip and short videos that hopefully you guys can watch and help you through the little bumps you guys are having when it comes to this training and getting your CDL Class B with the school bus company. So let's get started. All right, we're gonna approach our bus. We're gonna make sure our DMV sticker is visible and it is up to date. It says 2021 22, so it is up to date. Bus is not leaning to the left or to the right, indicating a flat tire or suspension issue, and there's nothing leaking or hanging under the bus. Now I'm gonna open my hood. We're starting with our driver's side. First thing I like to do is check all my fluids. So my brake fluid is properly capped, it's up to level, it's not cracked or leaking. My coolant is up to level, it's properly capped, it's not cracked or leaking. And my power steering fluid is properly capped, it is up to level, it's not cracked or leaking. Checking on my wires and my hoses to make sure they're not cut, they're not frayed, they're not rubbing, and there's no leaking coming from my hoses. Checking my motor dipstick and my transmission dipstick to make sure they're in place, they're not leaking, and that's how I would check my levels if need be. I'm checking my steering rod with my steering box connected to my steering box, my pitman arm, drag link connected with 2 crown nuts and cotter pins are in place. Checking my leaf springs with my U-bolt and bracket, shock absorber, brake line, and my connected to my caliper. It's not cracked, broken, or leaking. And my frame, there's no cracks and no illegal welds. Now I'm working my way to the tire, inside tire wall, outside tire wall. There's no cuts, bubbles, abrasions, no less than 4/32 of a second tread depth, and recaps are not allowed on front tires. Checking my rim, make sure there's no crack, no welding on the rim. All my lug nuts are tight. Trying to loosen counterclockwise. They're all tight, there's no rust, no shine. Checking my hub seal to make sure it's not cracked and leaking. Looking for my valve stem, it's properly capped with my metal cap, and if I had to, I would check my tire pressure with a tire gauge. Kicking my tire for deflating sound, and my mud flap is secured to the bus. Now we're going to door side. On my right side of the bus, and I'm checking my intake manifold heater. Intake manifold heater is secured to the bus. I can tug on it so it's secure. Alternator, make sure it's secured to the bus. I can tug on it, it's secured to the bus. It's belt driven and no more than a 1/4 inch player or 1/4 on the belt. Tug on your belt, move your fan moves freely. My water pump is not leaky. My water pump is right back there. There's no wet spots on the ground, so that's how I would know it's not leaking. My frame is not cracked or welded. And again, checking my leaf springs with my U-bolt and bracket, shock absorber, brake line, and caliper are not cracked, broken, or leaking. You can say individually. I like to mention all my components and let the instructor know that they're not cracked or leaking, just to save on time. Inside tire, outside tire, there's no cuts, bubbles, abrasions, no less than 4/32 second tread depth, no recaps allowed on the front tires. My rim in one piece, no crack, no welding on the rim. My lug nuts are all tight, no rust, no shine, indicating that one might be loose. My hub seal is not cracked or leaking. Valve stem is properly capped with the metal cap. If I had to, I'll check tire pressure with the tire gauge, kick my tire for deflating sound, and my mud flap is secured to the bus.